Humm, baby.
Enjoy this great game.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Humm Baby Baseball channel. And today, Josh Donaldson, who got ejected from the game a couple days ago when he kicked dirt on home plate after hitting a home run, rips MLB umpires for their lack of accountability, saying they don't care. And I'm not going to lie, I love it. Donaldson wants the league to hold umpires to a higher standard, and I have been saying that same thing for years. Umpires have no accountability. Umpires don't have to worry about getting demoted to AAA or getting released or getting DFA'd. Their job is very secure regardless of how good or bad they do. They don't have a batting average or anything like that, even though they could. We have the technology these days to give them stats, so to speak, to know how accurate they are, how often they get it right, how often they get it wrong. We understand they're human beings. They're not going to get every call right. But we also understand that when a ball is a foot off the plate and they call it a strike, there's no way they thought that was a strike.
Oh, strike three. Marvin Hudson rings up Ahmed.
We know that there's certain counts where umpires will expand the zone. We know there's certain players that are not going to get the call if it's a rookie type player. If there's a rookie pitcher facing Mike Trout and that rookie throws a curveball that goes right down the middle pretty much, that's a ball. Why? Because if it was a strike, Trout would have swung at it, young man. Stop it.
Nice pitch. Ooh. Wow, what the? He didn't get the call. Everybody thought it was a strike.
I'm a hitter, so I mostly get upset at the balls out of the zone that are called strikes. It feels like that happens more often than the other way around. But the other way around, it happens too. They're just terrible at balls and strikes. That's really where it's at. As for the other aspects of the game, they don't seem that great there too. And I'm not saying I could do better, but these guys are supposed to be the best in the world. I don't believe they are. 2 days after Minnesota Twins star Josh Donaldson was ejected for kicking dirt on home plate after hitting a home run, the slugger provided further explanation of his frustrations. Donaldson told reporters that there's no accountability for MLB umpires and the umps don't care.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
If the umpire consistently isn't doing his job correctly, that's affecting our careers. That's affecting our success, Donaldson told reporters. At the end of the day, there's no reprimand, no accountability for the guys that are making the decision. As a matter of fact, they don't care. They don't care at all, most of them. They just want to get the game over with for the most part, and it's pretty sad because these guys are making six figures a year and there's no accountability. Yeah, I cannot argue with any of that. They probably don't care. A lot of them probably do just show up. I mean, obviously they at one point wanted to be umpires, so I don't know if they don't care at all, but obviously they don't always feel like being out there. They're out there every single day like the players. They have to travel more than the players. I understand it's not easy being an umpire. They don't have, home stands. They're always traveling. They're all over the place. But they do get paid well, six figures. They did pick that as their career. And they have a job. Their job is to call the balls and strikes, to say when someone's safe or out. They have to be accurate for the most part so that the game is fair. This is the big leagues. This is the top of the line. This is the best of the best. They have to be accurate out there. Donaldson spoke more on the sixth inning confrontation with home plate umpire Dan Bellino during Thursday's 4-3 loss to the White Sox. Bellino had called a strike on a check swing that had Donaldson frustrated with the call. And that ball we can take a look at. And here it is. Nowhere close. The only thing could have said he swung at the ball, but he had no answer, and that's what Donaldson was pissed off about. He asked the umpire, "What's that? Did I swing at it?" Because he didn't think he swung at it, and clearly the ball was not a strike. He homered on the following pitch, and after rounding the bases, kicked dirt on home plate as he crossed it. Now, I'm not saying that I agree with kicking dirt on home plate to get yourself ejected, when your team needs you in a very tight game in a pennant race. I'm not saying that. So I wouldn't suggest that necessarily, but I do like Josh Donaldson's general attitude here. There really is no accountability. Can they get demoted? I'm not saying I want them to lose their job. I don't want anybody to lose their job, but if you're not good at your job, do you need to be the best in the world? Do you need to be at the top level? If you're not that good at your job, I don't want any chefs to get fired, but if they're not good at being a chef, maybe they don't need to be a gourmet chef at the top restaurant at the top level in the world.
Maybe instead they just need to go work at Denny's or something.
I don't want people to lose their careers, but I'm just saying, if you need work to do, you need to do work. And the big thing that pisses me off, though, is I don't think it's so much their lack of talent, although that's some of it, because there's no accountability, because there's probably better umpires in the minor leagues who are blocked, who just can't get promoted until people retire. I mean, imagine that. Imagine if people had to retire, if it were players. Imagine if the only way you can promote one of your great minor league hitters who's doing awesome was if somebody at the big leagues has to retire. Imagine if we still had Buster Posey in the minor leagues because we still had Benji Molina behind the plate because he wasn't ready to retire yet. I mean, it's just insane. I asked him very clearly, hey, I want to know where you had that pitch. I asked him 3 times very clearly, and he could not answer the question. And he did ask him clearly. You could see him asking him. He asked him again. You could see it on the video, and he wasn't getting an answer. When the manager came out, the umpire's explanation was,
I think he was just getting excited.
no, I'm not getting excited. I'm asking you a question and you can't answer it. And now you're trying to revert attention back to me. He was wanting me to do something, so I gave it to him. I was like, look, if he really wants attention this bad, I'll give it to him. So that is pretty much what happened. I mean, we saw it. Umpires have no accountability. And I'm not, and I know that we never hear big league announcers talk about it. They always give them their due respect, and they have a lot of respect coming. Like I said, as far as the traveling goes, as far as the hard work they put in, as far as all that they did to get to the big league level. And I'm not saying that they have no idea what they're doing or that I could do better. But what I am saying is they have no accountability, and I watch it right in front of my eyes, them call ball strikes and strikes balls that nobody with 2 working eyes would think were balls or strikes, but they call them that way.
We don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
The players are the only ones who can hold these guys accountable because there's no fines or suspensions on these guys. They just go out and show up every day at 6 o'clock, and they're out of there 30 minutes after the game. It doesn't matter to them. They don't realize we're playing for our families, for our livelihood.
Great call. And that time the plate got a little wider, and record's been thrown out of the game.
In this kind of match, Angel. Wow.
Fortunately for me, I have a contract, but at the same time, I want to win and compete. For a lot of these guys who do not, the difference between consistently bad calls against one individual can definitely affect their career one way or the other. Now, obviously, the Twins clinched their trip to the postseason anyway, so they were definitely in a position where they were going to make the postseason. So, do have to mention that. So it's not that big a deal. I guess Donaldson might have had that in mind, thinking, you know what, we're making the postseason anyway, obviously. So he just went ahead and got himself ejected. Maybe if they were, you know, a team like the Giants who are, you know, just barely trying to hang in there and make the playoffs, maybe he wouldn't have done that. So I do have to point that out. But at the end of the day, I completely agree with Josh Donaldson's take, and I just became a huge Josh Donaldson fan. Always loved Josh Donaldson, obviously, when he was with the Jays, when he was with the Braves. But now I love this take, and I love that he's being open with it and saying they don't care. They don't. Some of them might. I'm not going to put a blanket statement over every umpire in the big leagues. There could be several that really do care and do their best every night, and shout out to them. Because I hate putting a statement saying, you know, all umpires suck or anything like that. But in general, there is no accountability. There needs to be accountability. There needs to be stats. We need to be able to go somewhere to MLB.com and look at the list of umpires and see their percentages. That's how I feel about it. These are supposed to be the best of the best of the best players, and the best of the best umpires. They're out on the field too, getting paid. The fans, we don't get paid, so we can suck. You guys can't.
The month of June has an OPS of over 1,100.
The 0-2 inside check swing. Kingery thinks he might have been hit by the pitch. Now they say he went around, so it doesn't matter. It's a strikeout. Gabe Kapler bounces out of the dugout.
I did not think he swung at it.
Neither did I.
This is about as demonstrative as I've seen Kapler. Uccione has tossed it. Kind of 1-on-2 here, LA. As Gabe Kapler has been ejected from this game, and he is getting more than a couple of words in.
Kudos to Cap. He needs to do something. He wants to get things going. He fired his team up and get something going.
Kind of similar to the Josh Donaldson. Like, that was called a strike. Was it on the swing? Because clearly there was no swing. That bat didn't go anywhere. Was it on the pitch? Because, God, I hope not. Either way, you guys suck. Have a great day, guys. Please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that thumbs up button. I really appreciate your support. I'll catch you guys on the live streams. We'll talk to you then. See ya! Thank you so much for checking out that video. This is Eric, and if you're a fan of Humm Baby Baseball, please check out our store at humbabybaseball.com/store. We have t-shirts, we have hoodies, we have hats, and we have much more on the way, so you can check out everything we have right there, including the Umpire Strikes Back, one of our many t-shirts. So I would really appreciate if you guys could check that out. Have a fantastic day. We're going to talk to you later.
When the Giants come to town, it's bye-bye, baby. Every time the chips